Hey, I'm gonna smash that guy, knock him out 1 minute, guys. I promise.
Chicago's United Center pulses with a primal roar as two undefeated titans step into the octagon. Dricus Du Plessis, the South African mauler with a style that defies physics, defends his middleweight crown against Khamzat Chimaev, the Chechen wrecking machine who's left a trail of broken fighters in his wake. One man's chaotic power clashes with another's suffocating control. Something's got to give. At UFC 319, the fight world braces for a main event that could redefine a division. This isn't just a fight, it's a collision of destinies, forged through years of grit, controversy, and unrelenting ambition. Dricus Du Plessis, Still Knox, was born in Pretoria, South Africa in 1994. In a nation obsessed with rugby, he chose combat, starting as an amateur in 2012 before turning pro a year later. His early days in the Extreme Fighting Championship were a masterclass in violence. 4 straight wins, capturing both welterweight and middleweight titles. With a K1 kickboxing record of 33 wins, 30 by knockout, he earned his nickname from his brother, who likened his knockouts to a sleeping pill. Fighters went down, and they didn't get back up. By 2018, he was in Poland's KSW, submitting Roberto Soldic to claim the welterweight belt. The UFC came calling in 2020, and Du Plessis answered with a first-round knockout of Marcus Perez. Trevin Giles fell next, then Brad Tavares by submission. His breakthrough came at UFC 282, choking out Darren Till in the 3rd round. Then, the shocker, a second-round TKO of Robert Whittaker at UFC 290 in July 2023, earning him a shot at the title. January 2024, UFC 297, Du Plessis faced Sean Strickland in a 5-round war, edging out a decision to become the first South African UFC champion. His first defense, a 4th-round rear-naked choke against Israel Adesanya at UFC 305, cementing his reign. Du Plessis' style is a puzzle: awkward angles, looping hooks, deceptive power, and a gas tank that never quits. Critics call it messy, but it's chaos with a purpose. At 23-2, 9-0 in the UFC, he's a champion who thrives in the fire. Now the money. Against Strickland, Du Plessis reportedly banked over $2 million, $1.2 million base plus PPV shares and sponsorships. As champion, he gets a cut of every pay-per-view buy, a privilege that can balloon earnings. For UFC 319, estimates peg his purse at around $3 million, possibly more if the event breaks records. PPV points, win bonuses, and performance awards, he's cashed them before. His debut purse in 2020 was $23,500. Now his net worth sits between $1 and $5 million, climbing with every fight. Win or lose, he's walking away from Chicago richer. Across the cage, Khamzat Chimaev, Boars, looms like a storm. Born in Chechnya in 1994, he fled war as a child, landing in Sweden where he became a freestyle wrestling standout, winning national titles. His pro MMA debut in 2018 was a glimpse of what was to come, finishes in seconds. The UFC signed him in 2020, and he exploded onto the scene on Fight Island. July 2020, John Phillips submitted in round 2. 10 days later, Reese McKee chunked out in the first. 2 months after, Gerald Meerschaert knocked out in 17 seconds. 3 fights, 3 finishes, less than 3 months. Chimaev was a phenomenon, blending Olympic-level wrestling with savage ground and pound. At welterweight, he faced Gilbert Burns at UFC 273, surviving a firefight to win a decision, his first to go the distance. But the road wasn't smooth. UFC 279 saw him miss weight by 7.5 pounds, forcing a chaotic reshuffle. His team admitted fault. Poor management, not discipline. Injuries, illnesses, and visa issues slowed him. 8 UFC fights in 5 years. Moving to middleweight, he dominated Usman at UFC 294 on short notice, then submitted Robert Whittaker in October 2024 at UFC 208. Chimaev's game is suffocation. Takedowns, control, submissions. At 14-0, with 5 performance bonuses and 8 UFC fights, he's a bonus magnet. Back in the main event, the stakes couldn't be higher. Du Plessis carries the weight of a nation, the first South African to hold UFC gold. His journey from Pretoria's gyms to the bright lights of the UFC has been one of defiance. He's faced doubters at every turn, critics who called his style sloppy, his wins flukes. yet he silenced them all, from Till to Whitaker to Adesanya. Chimaev, meanwhile, carries the hopes of a new generation. His story, fleeing war, rising through wrestling, becoming a global star, resonates with fans who see him as unstoppable. But questions linger. Can he handle 5 rounds? Can he weather Du Plessis' power? The X platform is ablaze with predictions. One user wrote, Du Plessis has got that dog in him. Khamzat's never faced this kind of pressure. Another countered, Boers is a different breed. He'll break Du Plessis in 2 rounds. The middleweight division's history adds layers to this showdown. Adesanya's reign from 2019 was ironclad, defending against Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa, Robert Whitaker twice, Jared Cannonier, Alex Pereira. But cracks appeared. Pereira's knockout in 2022, Strickland's upset in 2023, Du Plessis capitalized, and now Chimaev threatens to rewrite the script. The division's fluidity is its strength. New blood like Shara Magomed, who's 14-0 with 10 knockouts, waits in the wings. Imavov's win over Allen and Costa's loss to Strickland show how fast things shift. UFC's matchmaking thrives on this chaos, and Dana White knows a Khamzat Du Plessis clash sells itself. The winner could face Strickland next, or a rematch with Adesanya, who's still hunting his belt. Let's break it down further. Chimaev's wrestling is his edge. His 93% control time on the ground is terrifying. Against Whitaker, he landed a takedown in 30 seconds, ending it with a face crank. Usman couldn't escape his grip, eating 5 takedowns and a decision loss. But Du Plessis' 65% takedown defense isn't just numbers. He sprawled on Whitaker's shots, stuffed Adesanya's attempts. His striking output, 5.8 significant strikes per minute, comes with power that's dropped 13 opponents. Chimaev's been rocked before. Burns caught him in round 2, nearly finishing him. Du Plessis' awkward angles could exploit that, landing hooks or knees in the clinch. Cardio is the X factor. Chimaev is slowed against Burns, while Du Plessis went 5 hard rounds with Strickland and Adesanya without fading. One analyst noted, if Du Plessis weathers rounds 1 and 2, he could drown Chimaev late. Khabib's advice to Chimaev, strike more, don't just wrestle, shows even his camp sees the risk. This fight's a coin toss with dynamite strapped to it. The undercard only heightens the drama. Murphy versus Pico pits 2 prospects with everything to prove. Murphy's 54% striking accuracy and 60% takedown defense make him a nightmare for wrestlers. Pico's 9 knockouts show his power, but his submission loss to Freeman exposed holes. Prate's 4 straight KOs make him a fan favorite. His opponent will struggle to match his output. Page's flair, spinning kicks, taunts could steal the show, but his veteran foe won't go quietly. Osaka's flyweight debut is a gamble. His 62% knockout rate faces a division known for durability. In Chicago, the air crackles with anticipation. Du Plessis and Chimaev lock eyes, the cage door shuts, and the world fades away. 2 undefeated records, 1 belt, and a legacy on the line. The bell rings, and the octagon ignites. Tonight, one man's dream survives, and another takes a hit.